Right, we're going to do the View from the Cave, episode 7. First of all, I want to say this isn't the proper intro. This is just have Liverpool got what it takes? Have they got what it takes to stay at the top? Have Arsenal got what it takes to take them off it? Bit of a dicey weekend, but we're going to look into that and we're going to talk about all of these things. And have Forest got what it takes to knock the spuds off the baking tray? So it's View from the Cave. What do you think about it, Brian?
Oh, you are a disgrace! Hey, Buzz! For missing the target from there, you want bloody shooting!
But how do you react, though, when someone, from your playing staff comes in and says, boss, I think you're doing this wrongly?
Good, well, I ask him which way he thinks it should be done. We get down to it, and then we talk about it for 20 minutes, and then we decide I was right. First of all, I think we've got more skillful players than you to take corners, and secondly, you're one of the best in the club. Get in there. That's what I pay you for.
Big up, everybody. How you doing in the building? Got my man Jez here. Thought I'd show you that clip, Jez, with some European Cups, because I know you don't really see him that often. So, yeah, big up to Jez. How you doing, matey? You all right?
I'm all good, man. All good, yeah. Thanks for inviting me on.
No worries.
Always a pleasure to be here. And, yeah, European Cups. Well, yeah. Can't say a lot about that, can we? So.
Hey, I don't know. You might be on the verge of one at some point. You never know. You might, depending on like the next what draw you get. There's some big juicy teams in there, to be fair, but we'll have to see how you go on with that. I thought Newcastle, big up to Newcastle. To be honest, I thought to say the group that they got, I thought they did a fantastic job, and they've definitely put themselves out there. And I think next time when they get in Europe, which I think will be next season, I think they'll teams will actually take them seriously, because I mean, we'll talk about that in a bit anyway. But Carl, big up to you, man, and also Taib, and also Anthony. Hope you're all well and doing good. First of all, we're going to go through the weekend's games. But starting with, it was great chatting to you, Yeti, on last night's show. I did your Brian Clough impression. Yeah, I can't even remember it. I must have been drunk. But right, okay. So we're going to start with. No, not that one. Oh my days! Sack him! Get rid. Right, we're going to start with Liverpool Crystal Palace. Don't know if you watched this game, Jez, but I watched it, and I thought there was one or two decisions which I want to talk to you about, like decisions and stuff for the minute, because they're just fucking mental, mate, to be honest. Crystal Palace should have a penalty, but because Endo dives before Van Dijk takes the Palace player out, it gets pulled back because it's got phasers. I don't think Arsenal's. I don't think Arteta's just taking over Arsenal. I think he's taking over the old football world, because we've got phases everywhere going on at the minute. But then Salah manages to get a goal, which is a deflected goal. It's a good goal, but it's a deflected goal. Mateta manages to score a really good goal. Well, it's a penalty, sorry. And it is a penalty because he absolutely kicks the guy. You can see it big time. Then Elliott scores a cracking goal, 90 plus 1 minutes. Tell me, Jez, are you scared? Are you scared? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, where's my thing? Are you scared of Liverpool?
Yeah, absolutely. Did a show earlier, chatted about this with Kenny Ken.
big upside.
Let's get it right. I mean, Liverpool, top of the league, threatening position. They're in a little bit of form right now. They're looking good. We've got them away in a week's time.
Mm,
We know Arsenal are not great away at Anfield, so
yeah,
we've got a tough game on Sunday. We've got Brighton at home. We
Yeah.
haven't got a great record against Brighton. But get back to this one: Liverpool away Anfield. We did so well last year, mate. 2-0 up, walked out of there. Luckily, 2-2.
definitely.
If Salah hadn't missed the penalty he was given,
Mm.
right, we would have lost that game 3-2.
Yeah,
From being 2-0 up. So yeah, I'm scared of them. You know,
and that was thanks to Xhaka as well, really.
it
'Cause
was.
I don't think
Yeah.
they was anywhere until Xhaka actually G'd them up by doing what he did.
It was totally down to him because Anfield was flat, quiet. Xhaka did Xhaka stuff, got the Anfield crowd back on their feet, and the game completely turned. You could tell it completely turned and put us under pressure.
You don't want to get that Anfield crowd amped up, and that's exactly what he did. And then it's very similar to us when you get our crowd amped up. It goes through to the players, and you could see the players building more and more after you had that situation with Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think it was.
Yeah,
And it was pathetic. There was no point in it.
No, I mean it was pointless. I mean it was just. I'd like to say naivety, but it can't be naivety. He was a seasoned professional, you know. Being at the club, he knew the story, he knew what was going to come on him, and that to me is just when you see the red mist as a professional footballer. Everybody sees that red mist, but you've got to be able to control it.
Absolutely.
Calm down and say, right, okay, yeah, you've got me, but I'm not going to react to you.
Although, to be honest, I do think you could do with some of that Xhaka bite at the minute. I mean, me personally, I think he should have been kicked out of the club when he sticks two fingers up to all the fans and throws the shirt on the floor. That's when he goes for me. But I think that was a big sign for me where the culture changed at Arsenal into this. You know, we're happy with this and we're happy with that, and we don't want to push too far. And and I think that was a massive culture change. That was down to making sure the fans was on side, and it clearly was. Anthony says, "I watched this good game. I felt sorry for Palace in this game. They were unlucky." I agree. Watching the highlights, I thought they were very unlucky. But when you win titles, there is games where you do just scrape through. Look at Luton Arsenal, for instance. I mean, that was a major scrape through. Just lucky that Rice is still on it at the end of the game and comes up trumps in that respect. I mean, you made Ross Barkley look like prime Messi, to be fair. But right, on to the next one is, and I'm not too sure about these, to be quite honest with you, Brighton and Burnley. Again, I watched it. Great goal from Burnley. Every time I look at Burnley, are just unlucky. They've got to if they can get someone who can finish, they're fine, because they just basically every single highlights you watch, it's all Burnley basically in every game I've watched with them in it. Brighton managed to get a goal to get equaliser. I'm not absolutely convinced on this Brighton team. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean they started out well, then they seem to have dipped, and then they're coasting it. That's the only reason. That's the only word I can think of. They're coasting, and we've got them on Sunday this week, so it's not.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. Arsenal don't have a great record in recent years against Brighton, so it's a game that we're going to have to be, I'd say, cute, because I know Arteta rested a lot of players the other night, and respect to him for doing that, because I mean, let's be honest, we'd already qualified out of our group, so we didn't need to actually do anything great. He put a team out that did the job. It was not a great team at all, but we got it over the line. We got a point. End of story. Move on. But Brighton, you know, are a cagey team. Their manager is a pretty cagey bloke, and yeah, we're gonna have to be careful Sunday. And Burnley, do you know, I feel a little bit sorry for Burnley. I think they're just not getting the run of play. I mean, they're doing okay, but they're just not getting that luck, and I think that's unfortunate for them because they haven't got a big squad. They're not a great team. They just need that little break, and it's not happening, man. And I think unfortunately they will. I think they will go down, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, but getting back to Brighton, yeah, they're not a team you can take lightly. And I say right here now, there's no way if Arsenal don't take them seriously on Sunday, we will get caught out.
Yeah,
big time.
Well, De Zerbi likes to do his run and slide on the Emirates pitch, don't he? So I'm sure he'll be wanting to do that again and that was on a Sunday as well, if I remember right. Is it the late kickoff or the early kickoff?
I don't know. I'll tell you. Hang on. Let me tell you. I'll tell you.
If it's a late one, it's pretty much the same as the last one. So hopefully it don't end the same as the last one. There is cracks appearing though in Arsenal, isn't there? We're 100%.
Well, yeah. I mean, 2:00 kickoff, Arsenal.
Oh, you're 2:00, are you? All right. So I mean, like I say, I'm not 100% on Brighton. I mean, they beat us. Don't get me wrong; they only had 10 men, and we threw the kitchen sink at them, but just couldn't get that goal back. Don't get sent off for the most dumbest thing I've ever seen. You know, you get in a ref's face, he gives you a yellow card. You get out of a ref's face. You don't stay in a ref's face. That's just dumb. There's only one thing that the ref can do after that if you're going to carry on being in his face. So to me, that was really dumb from a professional player. But at the weekend, I mean, 1-1. I don't know. I'm not 100% on Brighton, to be honest with you. Next up, Man United 0 and Bournemouth 3. I mean, Bournemouth could have scored 4 more, to be honest with you. I mean, and their goals was really good as well. And that Billing, I still like that Billing. I would take him at Forest. I'd take Solanke at Forest as well. I know Sai's going to be in the chat now, going get hands off, get lost, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, they should have had 4 really. Yeah, it does it, his hand, but I mean, it's not on purpose, is it? I mean, Newcastle, Man United, man. What the hell is going on there?
Well, that's a great point. I had this conversation earlier on when I did a stream with Kenny Ken. Yeah, I can't remember seeing a Man United team this bad since I remember when they got relegated in '74.
Yeah,
and they had an amazing team back then, but they just fell apart. And at the moment, I have not got a clue what is so wrong at that club. I mean, yes, we know the stadium's falling down, which because it is.
Yeah.
Old Trafford,
even the stadium's had enough.
Well, it is a dump. I was there just before the COVID thing, 2019, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's a shithole, man. It really is. For such a great establishment as they are, the biggest club in English football, you can't deny it.
Definitely.
Outside of Liverpool. But I mean, for what they've achieved and what's happening, it's I don't know. It's not like they haven't got money, but is it the manager or is it just the players are crap?
It's hard to see, isn't it? Really, it's hard to say.
Well, it is.
Like with Fuzzy, I mean, I feel sorry for Fuzzy. I mean, sooner or later he's going to be putting vodka in that chocolate milk because he's just getting so low. And he has so much. He's so unlucky to be born in this era when basically some of the magic that we've seen come from that team. And then to see it now is a form of shout. And I said this the other day, and Fuzzy agreed with me as well. I personally think that the Glazers are backing the players and not the manager. And the reason I say that is because Glazers are all about the money. Would you rather pay players off, or would you rather pay a manager off?
Good point. It's a good point. I personally think, my belief is it won't be long before Ten Hag is gone.
Mm.
I think it's got to the point now where the players are almost hanging their boots up and saying, "Don't like the style of play. We're not, and we know nowadays, Yeti, that players have way too much power in football, in that they command sometimes the club is run.
Yeah.
Certain strong characters have that ability that they will actually turn the dressing room around. And I think that could be the case right now. I think I would not be at all surprised if Man United continue on this spiral downwards. He'll be gone in January.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't think that's the answer, personally. I mean, I don't. The trouble is see, this is where I understand. I don't agree with certain YouTubers when they say that, they shouldn't be saying this and they shouldn't be letting this out and all this, that, and the other. I think fans have a right to know what's going on in their club. And the thing is, when you get these kind of situations, it's like with Cooper. You hear little spits of all players are falling out and they ain't got the dressing room and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they're not going to come out and say they ain't got the dressing room. But, I think you have a right to sort of know a little bit about what's going on with what you've built over the years. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't know whether it's players, whether it's manager. I mean, you look at them and they're just, there's no cohesion to them at all from what I've seen. There's just no cohesion. It doesn't make any sense. And then they'll turn to a Chelsea game where they have a lot of controversy, and then play well and win.
Yeah, I get that to a point, mate. But I also think there is a problem in general at a lot of clubs, not just Man United. I think it's a lot of the big clubs have issues in the fan base as well. The fans,
even
now,
Mama.
the fans, even Mama. The fans nowadays are not. How can I put this nicely? They're not homebred so much. There are a lot of fans that
inbred.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot. It's a comment. Where is it now? It's gone. Si says, yeah, I mean, it's quite right. Cole, like was mentioned last night, they are all tourist fans. There are a lot of tourist fans at all clubs now.
Definitely.
I'm not so sure that is the case at clubs like Newcastle because of the fact it's such a nightmare to get a ticket to go there. But Man United, I have to say, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, there's a lot of that. There's not, how can I put it, the loyalty that was once there maybe 15 odd years ago.
Yeah. Big upside, by the way.
It's a very split. I mean, it's a difficult argument. It is a difficult argument. There's nothing wrong with having tourist fans. I'm not saying that. But I just don't think there's that togetherness that there once was. And I think that can make a difference on match days, in the fact that 15, 20 years ago, you'd have the band of brothers. You'd be at a game and you'd be there with the same guys you've been with for 10 years.
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, the problem for me with tourist fans is when the player, like say Son or when the owners who take over the club or whatever, what brings those people in, when they leave, do they leave with them?
No, I don't think
You know
so.
what I mean? Like Son, for instance. If Son leaves, do you think all them South Koreans are still going to be in the Tottenham ground?
Well, that's an interesting point. I would possibly. Oh, that's a great point, actually. Would they go to the? Would they go and suddenly support the club that he went on to next time?
Mm,
Don't know. It's a possibility, mate. It is a possibility. I mean, you know, when that's a great point. I never thought about it, but it's like a lot of the. There was a lot of the guys that were, you know, the Ozil fans when he's at Arsenal. Have they gone off to support when he went to Galatasaray? No,
true.
no, I don't believe they did. I think at the end of the day, if you support the club, you support the club. But you could be right. I could be wrong. I don't know. But the thing is, Man United, getting back to the point of Man United, you know, I don't know what the hell's happened there. I think there's a lot of discontent all round. I think it's not just the players. I think it's the whole support staff. The whole setup is just a shit show now. And I don't know how they're going to turn it around. I really don't. But I will say this: if it doesn't change very quickly, I honestly think Ten Hag will be gone in January, if not sooner.
Well, it's a fair point. I mean, one thing I will go on before I go on to this next game, if it is down to the fact that fans come to a club because of somebody, what I want to ask you, Jez, is when Arteta fucks off, do you hope the Arteta sexuals fuck off as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah. But the thing is, they'll be the point is, Yeti, those people that are the Arteta sexuals now, right? Yeah. If he was let's say Arsenal are out of the Champions League in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're fifth in the Premier League in January or February, right? Because we're losing and we're playing shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he gets binned, okay? There'll be the same fans that'll be gassing it up for the next manager that comes in, whoever that would be. If it was Simeone coming in, they'd be, Simeone, best manager. Bread. If you were to ask those fans now, the Arteta sexuals now, who would you have instead of Arteta? If he had to go next week, who would you have?
None of them answer. They never answer. They just have a go at the answer you give. Have you noticed that? None of them ever actually answer. So they don't know. They just basically have a go at the one you say.
Because all they want, all they'll go with is what is the narrative. Right? Because a lot of these fans, and a lot of them are very young fans, and fair play, I get it, because they want to go with the populace. And they are very much guided by some unfortunate channels out there that post out absolute crap.
Yeah.
Certain Arsenal channels talk absolute drivel. And there's a woman that does it. She purports to be an Arsenal fan. She doesn't know jack crap about Arsenal.
Nah.
If you were to ask that woman, right, and I'm not going to name.
Women are only good at one thing, mate. So I mean, it's not surprising, is it?
She makes out she's an Arsenal fan. Fair play. She may support Arsenal. Good luck to her. Right? But don't sit there and talk to real Arsenal fans when you can't name one player from an Arsenal team in the 89 team. One of the most iconic Arsenal teams ever. And she can't name one player.
Oh my days.
One player. She got asked on her show, can you name one player from the Arsenal 89 team that played at Anfield? Couldn't name one. And that woman is now on AFTV, right?
Oh, I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you know who I mean. right?
Yeah.
Talks absolute dog crap, and those
Mm.
are dangerous people.
100%, definitely. Well, I mean, it becomes like a cult, don't it? I mean,
Does
well, you can call them a bunch of cults, or you can go with the other one, but you know, you only get banned off YouTube if you use the other one. So we'll just say cults.
sorry, mate, I missed that. Big pardon.
I say they're like a cult or a bunch
They
of
are,
cults.
yeah. Well, it's like the Man United fan, supposed Man United fan. You know,
Mm,
the terrorists. I mean, that guy's a dangerous one because he's massive following. Good luck to him. Well done, hard work. But
mm.
it's dangerous because what in his chat, some of the disgraceful comments that come in there are
Oh,
beyond.
it's ridiculous.
They are beyond, and they
Yeah,
shouldn't be allowed. You know, people's
definitely,
lives get threatened.
definitely.
But he endorses that. He actually
Mm.
endorsed it, and the only reason he endorses it, Yeti, is because it gets him more traction.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And like as Cole says here, another thing Armin United and Arsenal is a massive potential for growing either YT channels or social media handles. Most will say anything to grow themselves.
Mm.
Exactly. That's absolutely 100%. I mean, the thing is, some of them are so shameful, and then to turn around and say that if I post something and somebody acts a certain way, it's not my fault. To me, is just straight up negligence.
Mm.
At the end of the day, you've got to show some culpability if you're doing certain things that ain't right and certain things that are going to make somebody else's life worse. I mean, I'm not going into the whole thing because it's not my business really, but I think some of it is ridiculous, like Cole says, and the influence of these large channels representing Arsenal and United should not be underestimated. I've heard 40-year-oldish Irish Arsenal fans spouting their nonsense at my local. I mean, I've seen like really guys having a go at people who are about 50 and 60 and stuff like that, like your age, Jez.
Mm.
And even they're like, and I'm sorry, but I look at it one way, yeah? The only reason you're doing that is because you wasn't relevant before. And now if you want to go with the Arteta thing, you then become relevant with all the kiddies that haven't got a fucking clue. Then if you want kiddies around you, then there's a word for that. But anyway, we'll leave that there. Sheffield United and Brentford. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Brentford, I thought, was absolutely awful. Their mistakes was crazy, man. Crazy. And then Sheffield United with a beautiful goal by McAtee. Is he still on loan from City? I think so. Quality, absolute quality goal. Beautiful goal. And Brentford didn't have no answers, so they lose. Sheffield United get the first 3 points. Is there any chance back for Is there any chance back for Sheffield United?
Well, if they can nick wins like that, I mean, let's be honest. I only saw the highlights on,
Yeah, same here. Same here.
but Brentford look like a team in free fall. They look absolutely awful.
Mm,
Is that because they're missing their key striker and they've lost their number one goalkeeper? Probably.
possibly. Yeah, possibly.
At the end of the day. But will Ivan Toney stay there? No. He's going to be looking for a getaway. And Brentford, for me, could be in deep trouble. Sheffield United, will they survive? I don't think so. I just don't think they've got it, unfortunately for them. It's going to be a battle of those. Right now, the bottom four, it's going to be a battle. Everton, okay, they've got out of it after their point deduction. Not sure that we're not getting. I don't want to get into that one, but it is what it is. But Brentford, I just think they are winging it. To be honest,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on to the next one. Like I say, where Brentford are concerned, I think they're making a lot of defensive mistakes, which is kind of weird. But I think the striker thing does hurt them. The fact that they haven't got like a guaranteed striker. I mean, I had someone say that you could give him Nketiah. I think it was Anthony Herbert said you could give him Nketiah and Emil Smith Rowe as part of the deal for Ivan Toney.
Yeah,
I don't think they'd want Nketiah, to be honest with you, but I mean that's just my personal point of view. But Wolves Forest, right? Cooper needed a reaction. Yeah. I thought we was all right. I thought there was a reaction there. I thought there needed to be more pressing. You could see the confidence wasn't fully there. Great goal from Toffolo to start it off. But then we kind of just sauntered along again and just, and their goal, oh man, I was so angry. Honestly, I mean, the guy gets it outside the box, no press on him whatsoever, just gets to pick a pass. And if you can give players chance to pick passes like that, you're not going to win games, and that's it. And so I was quite annoyed with that. At least we got a point. We got something out of it. We needed to get something. What did you think? Because I think we're on a bit of a sort of wobbly section, and then we got the bloody Spuds tomorrow who think they've already won the league. So I mean that's going to be fun.
Yeah, Molineux's a tough place to go and play. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a tough ground to go and play at. Nottingham Forest, I just think too many inconsistencies in your team right now. And I think your manager is on very thin ice right now. And I wouldn't be if you lose tomorrow night.
Yeah, if we get piped,
he's done.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there.
And quite rightly, because at the end of the day, a team like Nottingham Forest with the history of what you've got, I personally deserve better. And I think the fact that you just capitulated in the I only saw highlights, but the fact I think you just capitulated. And you can't afford to do that, not in the position you guys are in. You know, you've got to stand up and show stronger. And I'm not convinced your manager's got what it takes. I mean, yeah, he done well. He got you back to the Prem. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
But is he the man to take you forward at the moment? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing
I think he might be a bit too nicey, and when he had the team before. I mean, let's face it, what he did last season, not many managers can do. Where you just fly in a team and then, I mean, yes, we escaped by the skin of our teeth, but let's face it, at the end of the season, you look at that, you just don't want to be in that bottom three. You don't care if you're 1 point out of the bottom three. You know you're still in the Premier League. And I think he is a bit nicey. He had to. The thing is, he made a big mistake last week, which I thought is not like him at all. And he actually told the press that he had told the players that that's not good enough for Forest. That's not good enough for these fans. They deserve better. So where is he normally? He's going to do that anyway. But normally he wouldn't say it in the public eye. So for me, if he hadn't have got a reaction, that would have been it against Wolves.
True. Yeah. But I just think, I think sometimes, Yeti, things sometimes come to an end point, yeah? And sometimes, well, case in point, I think Arsenal are probably the greatest ones for this. With in the Wenger era, he was a great manager for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
8 years, maybe. It was then at times, it's like a bad marriage. Sometimes you just got to say enough's enough, move on.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think maybe it's the time with your Steve Cooper. It's, thanks, mate. You got us back to the Premier League. You've done well. You did great last season. Now we need to move on to somebody better.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think, unfortunately, Nottingham Forest is going to sit there, wallow in, no direction. You don't know where you're going to go. And you know what happens then? All of a sudden, that...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It starts to... That ship starts to sink, man. And I think you need to move it up very quickly. Otherwise,
and nobody's bigger than the club. I think that's the main point that you have to always make in it. Thank you for the service. Thank you for what you've done. But now we need to move on and take it that step further. And the worst thing about the unfortunate thing for Cooper is he's got all the players now that he wants. He's got the players that he actually wanted to build this new foundation to go along with, and he still keeps dropping back. He still keeps doing keeps doing the fucking hell, I can't even speak. He still keeps doing the low block the same as he did last season. And that's not, we don't want to be doing that anymore. We want to be sort of progressing. But just before we finish that, Mama Flossie says United are not the scary team anymore. Fans cry for the Fergie years. If you keep looking at the past, you can never move forward. Absolutely. And you say you don't know nothing about football. Absolute bollocks, missus. Right. Okay. So on to Aston Villa, Arsenal. Right. Okay. So basically, watching this game, Arsenal was toothless. I mean, you did have some opportunities that fell to Odegaard. And I'm sorry. I mean, I said last night that, when the ball's coming to you that fast, you can't pick where you're going to place it. But then I watched the highlights again today, and he's got loads of time. He's got loads of time. He gets the ball, he pulls it round, and then he takes a shot. Why are you hitting it on the ground? One of Emi Martinez's best abilities is hitting the ground quick. You know what I mean? So you put it up in the air, you put it up in the top corner, top bins. Villa, I don't think was great, to be quite honest. I thought they scored a goal, and then I thought there was a little bit afraid of you guys getting something together. So they just sort of like dropped back and was keeping you lot at bay and getting in your face and all that kind of stuff. And I think there's a theme going on here. That's 1-0 you've lost to Aston Villa at home. That's 1-0 you've lost to Newcastle at home. And both times, not you, but your Arteta has cried about decisions.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, Villa have got a very good manager. I didn't want him to leave Arsenal. I thought it was an absolute disgrace what happened. I think he got sold down the river.
Yeah.
And we've been left with this manager in Arteta. The man is way too arrogant in my view. And I predicted that we were going to have a tough day out at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Where they are in the league, they're not there in that position for no bloody reason. They're there because they've got a damn decent side and they've got a damn bloody good manager.
Yeah.
Right? And they've got a fan base that actually believes in what's going on, as opposed to what's happening right now at Arsenal. It's such a split difference in the fan base. Some Arteta in, some Arteta out. But the fact remains is he is way too stagnant, Arteta, in what he does. He was way too slow again in getting his substitutes on.
Yeah.
He should have mixed it up. If I can see it, you can see it.
Yeah.
Why can't he see it? He could see what Emery was doing. Emery was there to shut it down. And Arteta, I mean, what was the point of bringing on the players that he brought on when he brought them on?
Oh, yeah.
Way too late.
But the thing is, what on your bench could have changed that game? That's the problem. There's nobody on that bench that could have changed that game. And that's what you need if you're going to be title winners. That
is exactly the bloody problem. Is the fact that we don't have the depth, and this is going to hurt us. Okay, we haven't got Partey. He's going to be going off to the AFCON in January, cup thing in African nations, and I honestly believe he'll be gone in the summer anyway. Don't know why. I think he's the best midfielder we've got currently, outside of Declan Rice. But the fact is, what people don't watch is what this manager doesn't do. It's not what he does do, it's what he doesn't do.
Right.
He doesn't react in the right way.
Yeah.
And that cost us. It cost us at Newcastle exactly the same. Late substitutions, didn't mix it up enough, and he did it at Villa. And it's cost us again. Bit us in the arse. And we've now got 2 games: Brighton at home, Liverpool away, and then West Ham. We got tough games coming up, people.
Yeah.
And this could kill us off before the new year at the end of the day, because I just can't be doing with it, man.
Absolutely. Well, early doors likes your background. Jez, I think he might be a closet Arsenal fan. He makes out he's West Ham, but I think he might be closet Arsenal.
Well, now the only reason he's saying that, because I know what he's going to say next, is the following season we lost to West Ham at Wembley, 1-0. You know what I'm saying? That's why Tony's saying that. That's why. Good to see you, Tony. Good to see you back, mate. You'll be went missing.
There's ulterior motives going on in this motherfucker. Right, okay, so we got Everton beat Chelsea. Everton definitely on like an upturn now. Get that win against us, and they're really starting to. The worst thing you could do with Everton really is make them feel like they're the ones being picked on, especially with Sean Dyche as a manager, because he's used to that kind of adversity and he will just go for it. Chelsea, for me, in this one, I didn't see a lot of it, I'll be honest, but what I did see, I thought the goalkeeper was a bit crazy at times. I thought he did some really weird stuff. And, they managed to get a chance on goal, Everton, and Sanchez came out, ball bounces off him, Decore places it straight in the corner, lovely goal. And then Dobbin gets his first ever goal on 90 minutes +2. And it was a nice goal as well, to be fair. Chelsea, and this is my thing with Cooper, right? It shows how difficult it is to do what he did last season because Poch is struggling to do it.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at a couple of comments there. Nice comments. It has to be unfortunate to have a name like Dobbin.
Well, yeah, it does, mate. Yeah, it's Rent-A-Ghost, isn't it?
Dobbin the donkey. Do you remember that? Yeah. Anyway, getting back to it. Yeah, look, I like Everton.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I like about Everton. I know. Obviously, they'll be moving to their new stadium next season, and good luck to them. I hope it works. And I hope they stay up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony. I know what you're about.
It wasn't intentional. He knows where you live, Tony.
Yeah, I know what he's about. Big up, Tony. Good to see you, fella. Yeah, great win for Everton. Well done. I don't want to see Everton go down, and I've got a lot of respect for them. I love their old ground, their current grounds, Goodison Park. It's quirky, it's old, it's lovely.
Yeah.
So much like how our old Highbury was. You're right on top of the pitch. You're right on top of the play.
It's another one that's going to be going, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be gone. Yeah, unfortunately.
And that's such a shame because these new grounds they're like empty shells.
They're fish bowls.
They are. They're just like not the same what you got.
Your ground's a great atmosphere. City grounds, I've been lucky to go there.
Yeah,
5-6 times, I suppose, in my life, and it's a great atmosphere. Privileged to have seen some amazing footballers at your football ground.
Oh yeah.
But the fact is, getting back to the Everton one, I mean, great result. Chelsea at the moment, they're in a bit of a pickle. I think they'll end up, Chelsea, I reckon they'll end up 8th.
Yeah, they're rebuilding, aren't they? I mean, you can see. I mean, to be fair, if you actually look at the players they've got, there's a cracking squad in there somewhere. With maybe, I don't know, pick up a striker or something like that.
They like
players who've got injuries. But then
we'll probably buy some of their dross again. Arsenal.
Oh yeah, you'll have Thiago Silva, and he'll turn up in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Wheel him in. He'll be opposite side to righty when they unveil him. Woohoo! They'll both come wheeling in.
Yeah.
Oh my days! Right, okay. On to the team of the week, whatever you want to call it. The team of the time at the moment is Fulham. I mean, honestly, if you let Fulham play, they are a bloody good team. And we did exactly the same thing on Wednesday. We just stood off them, we just let them play. I'm not saying that's the reason they're any good, but it's just when they get on it, they're just they're a really good side. I mean, I can't remember who they've got this weekend, but they are a really, really good side, Fulham. What do you think to that? I mean, 5-0 and some cracking goals as well.
Never saw it coming, man. 5-0
No.
West Ham. West Ham are not a bad team.
Mm.
They're not a bad team, but to get absolutely piped 5-0 by Fulham.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I never saw that coming at all. Fair play to Fulham.
Yeah.
Well done. You know,
And another manager that blames all different things. In I mean, look, it really winds me up, right? If your team doesn't perform, yeah, I get this is what annoys me about Arteta, right? He gets the chance. He gets so many chances to show he's a leader, yeah, and come out and say, look, my team wasn't good enough against Aston Villa. We will get on the training pitch and we will look into the things and we'll talk to the players and this, that, and the other. But no, all the VAR's against us. I mean, come on, I've seen them decisions. Bullshit, man. No, and I tell you what now, right? Jesus, yeah. When he gets kicked in the bottom of the leg, he actually gets kicked in the back of his leg. If he goes down as that kick actually makes contact, he'll get it. But what he does is he gets the kick and then he thinks, "Oh shit, yeah," and then he drops. If he'd have dropped as that kick had hit him or gone underneath, like that, it would have been totally. He would have got it. But no, he sort of like thought, "Oh shit, I missed that. I better drop down there instead."
yeah,
And that's where he didn't get it.
Unbelievably, he frustrates the crap out of me. That guy.
Yeah.
He spends more time on his bum in a game than he does in his 2 feet. He just falls over and I'm fed up with him.
Yeah.
Seriously, fed up with the guy.
I agree.
But that's another story. But yeah, Fulham 5, West Ham. Wow, what a game!
Yeah.
I never saw it, sadly, but great result for Fulham. Fair play to them.
Yeah, I mean, and they got Newcastle at the weekend, so Newcastle can now concentrate on the league. So I think that's a bad one for Fulham to go straight into. But Newcastle at the minute, I mean, I'll be honest, I'll be absolutely honest. That first half for Newcastle before they scored was some of the best football I've seen this season. Great passing, great movement. It was superb.
I never saw it.
And then they scored, and then they just went to sleep.
Yeah, I didn't see it, unfortunately. I was otherwise engaged.
Yeah. Oh, it's class. It's class at the start. Absolutely class. Cole says exactly. Yeah, that's all. That's all he has to say. I respect him more for that. Yeah, just keep it real. Just say it real. Cooper always says like, yeah, you can go on about decisions, but that's not the reason we lost the game. If you're losing games and you're blaming decisions, then there's something wrong. It's somewhere else, as far as I'm concerned. Because the only thing that's a guarantee is that your team performs. Decisions are never a guarantee. So if you're relying on decisions, then it's always going to be a bad day for you. On to Manchester City, Luton. Thought Luton played really well, to be quite honest. Thought there was some fouls that maybe should have been a red, to be honest. But I don't know if they've gone lax on the decisions at the minute because I thought the Romero one was a red personally. But I mean, that's probably just because I don't want him at the City ground tomorrow. But anyway, the thing is like Luton Town score once. It's all City. City must hate playing these teams that play the low block football and just basically fill out the space and you can't get near them or anything like that. And I think that's how we could possibly come out with something tomorrow, personally. And then all of a sudden, Bernardo Silva manages to score, which is a cracking goal. And then Grealish gets a goal. Now, there was an handball before that Grealish goal, and they ignored it.
I didn't see the game, unfortunately, so I'm not
Mm.
really able to comment on.
I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you for this appearance because you haven't done your studying or your thingy or what.
Sorry, mate. I do apologise. The thing is, Man City, they're not firing all cylinders right now, are they?
No.
You know, there's something cracking along there. I mean, I know Grealish is back, but the fact is they're not really on it right now, which
No, they're
is
not.
a dangerous thing with Man City
because
because we know they don't ever come out of the blocks at 100 miles an hour. They build and they build and they build. And the time they get to around February, that's when they'll kick in.
Yeah,
That's their dangerous time.
absolutely.
And that's Guardiola. He's class at that. So can't write them off, man. Can't write them.
No, I mean, well, the chances are they was interested in Paqueta as the window closed, so the chances are they might go in for him, and he's a bloody good player as well. And also Elise as well for Crystal Palace, and he's absolute quality. So I'm pretty sure if they got those two, it could all of a sudden boost them up. I think anybody that writes City off is mad, to be honest. I mean, they are one of the teams where when they get the injuries, they kind of can still kind of get on with it. I think it's just going to take time before they really get it together, but they will. They will. I'm pretty sure they will. To
guarantee you, no question.
Right, on to your favourite team, Tottenham Hotspur, against Newcastle United on Sunday night. Again, I watched this. It was a Newcastle United team that was absolutely drained. I mean, Spurs can talk it up, that there was amazing, blah, 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 blah. But Newcastle was just dead. They was knackered. I mean, Tottenham was pressing them like crazy, which is normally the opposite way around. They just didn't have any energy. You could see it, really. And the one thing I don't understand, right, and I'll put this to you now, is when they get a draw against Man City, Kulusevski goes for the header for the equaliser and absolutely poleaxes the Man City defender and scores. Joe Linton does the same in this game, absolutely poleaxes Porro and gets a yellow card.
Oh well, yes. Now,
how about
that's a separate story in itself. This whole thing, I just don't understand the inconsistencies at all. Yeah, Tottenham 4, Newcastle 1. You know, what worries me about Newcastle is that they seem to be in a situation at the moment of free fall. That concerns me because with what money they've got behind them, it doesn't. Well, they haven't spent what I thought they would spend. That's for sure. And the fact it remains to me is that their football at the moment is awful. I didn't see the game last night, obviously, but for what I've been told or talking to people today, it was crap. The way Newcastle started the season was with great positivity, and now they seem to be slipping. They got to stop that very quickly. They've got to stop that because what Newcastle have got to do, they've got to secure European football again next year.
Yeah.
Because that is where I think their owners will actually invest heavily. They've been in the Champions League, right? They're out of Europe now. Now they've got to get back into Europe to invest and move on because these people have they've bought the club. They want them to do well. I would have seen it. I like Newcastle. I think they're a lovely team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do as well. I've always liked Newcastle.
I think, you know, the people of Newcastle are wonderful people. They're great fun. And I want them to have success.
Yeah.
For a club the size of their support, really, for not having won anything since what, 1950?
Yeah, and they've always stuck by them as well. Always.
And so I really want to see them move on. But the fact they lost to Tottenham. Oh, come on. Come on. I can't be living with that. That's not good. That's not good.
No.
Newcastle, I expected better of you. Seriously. Come on. You can't lose to Spurs. 4-1.
Yeah.
Not good.
I hear what you're saying. Richarlison scored twice, for God's sake. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it, really?
Mm.
I mean, he's absolute bollocks. But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I watched it and I watched the highlights and stuff like that. I don't think it was Spurs was good as Newcastle was bad.
Oh, Newcastle were terrible. Come on. Terrible. And that's what worries me is they're slipping. I know they've got a load of injuries. I know they've I forget how many Mama said on the chat I was doing with Kenny earlier. They've got a horrendous amount of first team players injured.
Yeah.
If Mama's still here, let us know. Because I think it was 16 or something ridiculous. Madness. But they're holding on in there, but I hope some of these key players come back quickly because I don't want to see Newcastle sliding away because, you know, I want to see them kick on because they deserve it, in fairness. You know, their fan base is amazing and the support they give and love to their club, and they've won absolutely nothing for God knows how long. I hope they build it up. I hope they do.
I think they're on the verge of something. I mean, you've got Gordon who looks good. You've got Joe Linton who's looked the best. He's looked for I don't know how long. They're missing Botman. They're missing Harvey Barnes. You know, they had a real good thing going on that left-hand side with Gordon and Barnes. And Gordon, to me, is just an unsung hero. And I do think Guimaraes and all that, if they can keep the team together and just bring in, like, you know, a bit of depth and all that kind of stuff, then I think Newcastle could be one of the teams that you really need to start paying attention to and looking out for, personally. I mean, like I say, I think they'll be fine against Fulham. It's going to be a tough game, but I still think they'll get it back, to be honest. Right, on to the Champions League. Man United, Bayern Munich. Now, I don't know whether you watched this one, but I was watching the start of it, and Bayern Munich very nearly scored in 40 seconds of the game. And Man United managed to sort of hold them off. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best game performance from Munich or United. But at the end of the day, if you can get the goal, performance don't matter, does it? The only stat that matters is who wins at the end of the day. So,
well, let's be honest. The state of Man United at the moment, I'm not surprised at all that they lost to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich smelt blood after how they lost at the weekend. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They got battered. And they came there to Man United smelling blood. They took it and killed them. And wow, really, we talked about this a little bit earlier. You know, the state of Man United right now is shocking. Seriously, out of Europe again.
Yeah,
not good. And
not, is it?
That again, more pressure on Ten Hag because is it him or is it just the team of shit? Because at the end of the day, it's a bad day out of the office for them. And
it's just getting bad, going from bad to worse, isn't it? Really, for United.
Well, I have to sit here and chuckle because I hate Man United with a vengeance.
I know you do. Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
and I just think what you reap is what you sow, man. So at the end of the day, bring it on. Yeah, PSV Eindhoven. Well, it's a dead rubber, wasn't it? Come on, mate.
yeah.
we'd qualified. All we needed to do.
Sorry, I was just reading Deji Spurs' comment because he's asked me to go on later on, and I'm not able to go on. Well, I am able to go on, but he's not able to do it, or whatever. Anyway, PSV Eindhoven Arsenal. Yeah, I thought they weren't bad actually. I thought they started to really try and attack you and stuff like that. But Nketiah, good goal. To be fair, I mean, I always give credit where it's due. It's a nice finish. Good to see Arteta putting on some of the other players, although I don't think any of them none of them are knocking on the door. Let's put it that way.
Well, the thing is, it was one of those games, wasn't it? It was a nothing game because both teams had qualified. So it was a situation of, well, let's just turn up. Fair play to Arteta for what he did. He rested players, key players. He needed to rest them. He didn't need to risk them for the game against Brighton on 2:00 Sunday. So he did what he had to do. Fair play, respect, well done. We got it over the line. PSV came there pretty much probably the same attitude. They've won all 15 games in their league so far. They weren't there for a great upset, and it was what it was. And we move on because nice goal from Nketiah. Shame about the goal from PSV. Slack defending again. I mean, our defense I didn't think it was great that night.
No. Kivior looks terrible, mate. To be honest,
blame Ramsdale. I thought he actually played really well. He made some key saves. Let's be honest. He made some very key saves.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, Kivior, he ain't no left back.
No.
Is he? You know what I mean? He ain't no left back. We'll go on quickly to Newcastle, AC Milan. I know you didn't watch it. I watched a bit of it. Mama Flossie was watching it as well with Wolf. So basically, like I say, I thought they played some great stuff at the start of it until they actually scored the goal, and then they kind of just dropped back and let AC Milan start playing. And to be fair, as soon as AC Milan got behind it, they really did start playing some decent stuff, and then it was just a back and forth. Can you get this? Can you get that? And it's just one of them games, really. And I've got to give Newcastle massive respect because the group they got was miles harder than yours. Miles harder. It's probably one of the hardest groups any of the teams have had. The easiest group's probably Man United, and they fucked that up. But the thing is like beating beating PSG 4-1. Come on, man, that is amazing. And then should have beat them the second time as well, 100%. But they got robbed. But they got robbed, and and it would have been a different story. So again, you're looking at an English team that gets bloody robbed, which is always the bloody. I mean, how many times do we say that? How many times do we get robbed? We got robbed ages ago in the European Cup final. You got robbed, in one as well. We've all been robbed. I mean, if we was all Liverpool, we'd just be replaying games all the time and we never actually move forward. But, me and Mama Flossie was on about it today. Like, I was saying that if they all of a sudden turned around and said, you know what, we've looked at that game, that European Cup game, and we was wrong, here's the European Cup, I'd say, get lost. No, keep it. Fuck off. Don't want it. A lot of fans wouldn't do that. A lot of fans would just go, yeah, we won the European Cup. Like, if all them charges come from on Man City, and they take and they took the titles or stuff, which I think is stupid, and then passed it to you for last season, you accepting that?
No.
Because
at the end of the day, I don't want something to be gifted. If it's done in retrospect, I'm not interested. You win it as you win it. I'm not going to take second-hand gifts, whatever you want to call it. I'm not interested in that. At the end of the day, you know, whatever happens to Manchester City, if it ever does, with these 115 something charges, okay, it happens. But I'm not. I don't want to be gifted something that happened. Look, that hearing's going to probably take another 1-2 years before it ever happens.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in gifting a championship from what would be 3 years ago. It's like, I know Arsenal were cheated in that European Cup final that we won. Clearly. Now, if that was if that was ever to be looked at retrospectively, and they said, "Oh well, we're going to take it away," yeah. No, I don't. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's proper fans,
man.
Yeah, that's proper fans.
I'm not interested. It's
but
like,
you know, these clickbait people, they would be the first ones saying, "Oh, we've earned this," you know, because they do it to try and get reaction and all that lot. Oh, we've earned this. We have. We've earned. Anybody that says we haven't earned this, just tell them to shut up because they don't understand football. We've earned this, and it's like, not really. I mean, you was 93% at the top of the table, and then you just blew it. And last season, I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. Some of the most scintillating football I've ever seen. I mean, there was never a point where it was like, oh, well, Arsenal only won because the other team weren't very good. Even when the other team was good, you still blitzed them. I've never seen anything like it, and I've never seen a manager that goes, oh my days, look at what I've got going here. Let's change it. I've never seen anything like it, man. It's clan settings.
No, totally agree. And that's the frustration point factor. It is frustration. And I don't understand why people go along with it. I really don't. I don't understand why you do that. Why you fix something that's not broken. Why? Why do you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think, I mean, yeah, as I said to you before the show, you know, I was out yesterday with a load of old buddies having a good Christmas do. And one of the topics of conversation was, even with the Chelsea guys that joined us and we're having a great time, was they were saying, why would your manager change what was going so well?
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, they were admitting, they said you guys were relentless. You were almost uncompetable.
Oh, it was scary.
And then you change it, and it all fell apart. And I don't know, man. I don't understand. I don't understand the logic. I don't get it.
Well, guys, one thing I want to say is, like Mama Flossie says, make sure you sub to Carl Rossi, and if you click on one of the links on there, it's basically a GoFundMe so that I give him his dog back. So make sure you click that so he can finally have his dog back in the year 2024. Because to be honest, I can't feed him anymore because it costs too much. He's just too big of a dog for it, to be honest. I mean the dog, not Cole. Right, anyway, on to tomorrow. Nottingham Forest against Tottenham Hotspur at the City Ground. This one's mad, mate. I'm not gonna lie. It's basically I'm gonna do what I normally do, and basically, if we can get in their face from the first minute, pretty much the same as I said about you guys at the end of last season. If we can get in their face from the first minute and give them a game they just don't want, then I think we've got a chance of nicking something out of it. But if they come and start really playing well, Brennan Johnson's performance is going to have a big say in it. See, me personally, I don't know what you think about this, but when Brennan Johnson comes back, the fans are going to stand in ovation and fuck off. I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't play for my club anymore. I don't give you standing ovations when you come out to play on my ground. Do you know what I mean? I know there's respect for him and all that, but I don't give a fuck. Do that after the game. Clap him off after the game. Well played and all that. Unless you win. If you win, then go and beat the fuck out of him. But I mean, you do that after the game too. I don't get this thing. When he retires, then I'll go, yeah, you're awesome, yeah, and I'll pay him all the respect. But while you're playing for another team, you fuck off. I'm not interested in that. But anyway, on to the game because I got on to a major rant there. But
are you doing a watch long for that tomorrow?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, I think I might be doing a preview with Deji Spurs just before the game. I might have him on the watch along. I don't know. It depends whether he wants to do it. But if they start winning, he's fucking gone. So that's that. But but no, I mean it's. I think we're definitely going to low block. I think we're definitely going to try and get in their face, like really press them like they did Newcastle. I think that's the way for us to get something out of this. My biggest worry is a counter attack means 50-yard passes, and we can't pass 5 fucking yards at the minute. So that's quite a scary one in itself. We've only got Woods up front, which you might as well just. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. That's like Jordan going in the jungle with a person with a really small penis. He ain't going to be able to do anything, is he? He's not going to be able to satisfy her. So, I mean, I don't understand the Woods thing, mate, to be honest. But I suppose we'll just have to see kind of how that goes. What do you think, anyway? I'll ask you because I'm blabbering on here.
I actually think I think you could nick that tomorrow. I do. I think you can nick it. Tottenham haven't been a great away, so I think you can nick one there. I'll be. Is it on Sky? Or is it on TV?
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah,
I'll be watching that. Then I'll be watching that. Yeah, come on, guys. You've got to bloody beat them. You've got to beat them.
I hope so, mate. I bloody hope so.
Carl says Forest 7, Spuds 0. Yeah, I wish.
Yeah. Now that would be amazing, Cole. And I'll tell you what, if that happens, I'll drive the dog to your house myself. And I can't drive, so Lord knows where I'm going to end up on that one. Right. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think it's as cut and dried as every one of them. And I'll be honest, mate, it winds me up because they all go put some respect on our name, put some respect on our name. What you ever won, Tottenham? And then you don't put respect on our name, and you go, oh, we'll go to Forest and we'll beat them. We'll wallop Forest. Well, where's the respect then? I mean, you call us a dusty team. Hard to argue because Tottenham know all about dust. They've got a fucking trophy cabinet full of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not the point. If you want respect, then put some respect on us. And then you'll turn around and say, oh, all you ever go on about is European Cups. So fucking would you if you won them?
Well, yeah, you got 2 of them.
Do you know what I mean? Getting load of bollocks. Anyway, I'm getting on a rant now. So let's go on to carry on. Right, so we've got AFC. We've got Bournemouth v Luton Town on Saturday. Personally, I think hopefully Sai's not here. I think Luton will do him about 8-0, to be honest. But don't tell Sai I said that. But I think about 8-0 Luton. No, I actually think that Bournemouth have got this one. It's going to be a tough game though.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be 3-0. 3-0 Bournemouth, man.
Yeah. I'd say so. I mean, they are doing. I mean, Luton are playing some good stuff, to be fair. But I think Bournemouth might just. I mean, the fact that Luton will get in their face. But then again, we did that with Bournemouth last time, and we lost.
Bournemouth were a bit of a roll, weren't they? They were a bit.
Yeah. When you get on that kind of confidence level, I think you're a different animal, aren't you? I mean, what about say Chelsea, Sheffield United?
Chelsea, I think on that one. I think I'm going to go Chelsea 4-0 all day.
You think Chelsea will win that one? Yeah, 4-0.
4-0. 4-0.
Not sure on that. But I don't think Chelsea are free scoring at the moment, and Sheffield
Yes,
United have now
terrible.
got wilder. And Chelsea ain't great at Stamford Bridge. Even we beat them.
Sheffield are terrible right now. I mean,
True. I don't know. I would say Chelsea because they're at home, and they should be winning it really. But I know the way Wilder sets up his teams, and they're really hard to break down, and they're really hard to beat. So I don't know. Well, I mean, I want Sheffield United to get 11 points so that they get 12 points, so they get more than Derby. So I need a win for Sheffield United somewhere.
yeah.
I'm gonna go. I think I'll go Chelsea. To be honest, I think I'll go Chelsea. Big up DJ Crane. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. And Man City Crystal Palace.
City Palace. I'm gonna go 3-1. 3-1 City.
Yeah, don't let the spuds soil the cave. Yeah, that's the plan, mate. Yeah, Man City. Well, I mean, you always say City, don't you? I mean, it's the Etihad. I think you've got to go City, ain't you, with that one? To be honest. Newcastle, Fulham.
Interesting game. Newcastle. Fulham. Wow. Well, after Fulham beat West Ham 5-0. Interesting one. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm going
1-1.
I'm going 1-1.
Interesting. I think Newcastle might have a bit of a drive because they're out of the Champions League now. So I think they'll actually beat Fulham. I mean, Fulham's gone on a good run of 2 games, 5-0, but the problems are still there. And the thing is, if Newcastle get in their faces, then, they're not going to be able to play that really good stuff. So I'm going to go Newcastle back 2-0, I think, personally.
Fair play.
Burnley Everton.
Wow, that's an interesting game, isn't it? That is a very, very interesting game.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the game of the weekend. That is.
Wow. Wow. Crikey. Burnley Everton.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Burnley.
That's interesting. That's interesting because Everton defend quite well, don't they? I mean, they are away from home, but then, mind you, then again, I mean, they beat us away from home. They're very dogged in midfield, and the thing is about Burnley is they play a lot of technical stuff. So if Everton can actually get in their face and stop their technical stuff, then I don't know. I think I'd go Everton 1-0. I think they're on a different planet at the minute, and they've got that. I mean, well, on my side, if we lose, for instance, then hopefully Burnley win, because otherwise Everton's going to jump us, and then we're going to be one step from the bottom 3, which I said could always happen. I mean, I know a lot of people said to me, "Oh, you're not going to go down. You're not going to go down." It can soon happen if you start to drop points. Even though there's some bad, not great teams in this league, it can still happen, man. It can still happen.
I don't think Forest will go down, man.
No, well, I mean, I don't, but I don't. Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. We're teetering on the edge at the minute, and we've got to find a win from somewhere. Yeah, and we've got Spurs tomorrow, who are on form. We've got Bournemouth next, who are on form, and then we've got Newcastle, who are shit. But no, I mean they're all right. But so I mean, you've got to look at it like that. And I know Mama Floss is like burning holes into my head at the moment. But on to where's look, give me a sec. Sunday.
Has Mama Floss got a channel?
No, not yet. Not yet, but it's in the wings. The Mama Flossy Ironing channel.
YouTube link. There's a YouTube link for that Mama Flossy.
Yeah, she teaches you how to do the ironing and things like that.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you want to sub to Mama Flossie because very good at ironing apparently. So yeah, you need to definitely sub to Mama Flossie. Arsenal Brighton.
I'm
Your
gonna go.
wall hawk.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, I think you've got this. I mean, I know, like you say that, this every week you say this one's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. I just don't think Brighton are at the levels at the minute. But is there some like bite between Arteta and De Zerbi? Is he really going to like want to get the same as what he got out of it last season? I don't know because he did get a lot of shite for doing the slide on the Emirates pitch. So is he going to want to do it again? Maybe. I don't know. So I'm not sure about this one. I mean, I think you still win it. I always put you down as winning it because you have this ability to put something together. So I don't think Brighton are at it at the minute, to be quite honest with you. And talking to teams that are at it, Brentford, Villa.
Brentford Villa. 2-0 Villa.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go exactly the same way because I think Brentford are gonna, because they've had one or two slips over the last few weeks. I think they'll probably really go out to try and get this, and I think Villa will hit them on the counter. Personally, West Ham Wolves.
West Ham Wolverhampton. I'm gonna go. Tricky. I'm gonna go 2-0 West Ham.
2-0 West Ham. Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Wolves weren't exactly all that last season. Cunha seems to be the best man, to be honest, don't he? At the end of the day, what's that? What we're sipping this evening?
I'm trying to show that to Carl.
What is it?
It's Guigal Cote de Rhone. Carl.
Guigal Cote de Rhone.
Hmm.
Sounds like a new Arsenal signing. Right, Liverpool, Man United. Oh my days. Oh mate, this one could be absolutely soul destroying, couldn't it?
I'm gonna go. Go.
Big up kudos.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. I think this could be an absolute. I don't know because it's one of them games where the players all of a sudden you don't expect it, but the United players turn up. Do you know what I mean?
I think it'd be too cagey. I think it's going to be too cagey myself. I'm sticking with my 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. I think this one could be another 7.
Really?
Yeah. I think this could be another 7, maybe even 8. I don't know. I just think Liverpool, when it comes to the forward game, I think they're on a different level. And when it comes to Man United on an attacking game, they're not on any level.
Yeah, I don't know. Not seeing that myself, but
no, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a crazy one, but I think when Liverpool get free scoring, I mean, well, like I say, I mean, this week, against Palace, there wasn't exactly electrifying or anything like that. I just think they'll want the Liverpool Man United game is it's got such grit to it, and it's such a they hate each other big style, don't they? Let's face it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think they'll be well up for it. I wouldn't say. I mean, a 7. I would say. No, sorry, I'm staying with 7-0.
7-0.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair play.
And if I get it right and I don't have a bet on it, I must be an absolute twat. But I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be the first time I've done it, and it wouldn't be the second. This is for everyone. I have a free build a bet for Liverpool Man U, and I need everyone to put their heads together and help me make a bet. I've just said 7-0, mate. 7-0, and the money's all yours. Yeah. Put some money in that GoFundMe, and I will free Cole's dog. Liverpool going to be ruthless. I say 3-0. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll definitely be ruthless. Liverpool going to warm nicely before Arsenal. Yeah, that's yeah, that'd be quite
That's the
scary if
worrying
they did
thing,
get.
isn't it? That's the
Yeah,
worrying thing.
if they did get the 7-0 and then you got that, that would be absolutely mental, wouldn't it? Really, absolutely crazy. Because then they're going to be right up and ready for you guys.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's not what you want. Not at Anfield as well. And this is Anfield as well. So I don't know. I mean, it'd probably be because I've said 7-0. It'd probably be a boring 1-1. You know how football is. Whatever you say, it normally goes the opposite way. So I don't know. So I mean, I would say it's still a good weekend of football. I think. Probably going to do that preview with Deji. We was like I say, we was going to do it tonight, but 9 o'clock's a bit late for me to be streaming. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I have neighbours, and it's like they go into work and stuff like that. So there's banging on the wall the other day when I was on that one. Mind you, it was about 1 in the morning, so was a bit out of order, to be fair. And I had a few as well, so I probably was talking a bit loud. But yeah, anyway, Jez, what you got coming up, man?
Oh, good point. I'm going to do a match review to Saturday. About the obviously Arsenal Brighton, and then I'll be on Sunday evening, whatever, on Lee's doing fan cam player ratings.
Nice.
And then of course I've got to mention that the 22nd of December is the great big Christmas show with the Yeti, Mama, and other guests. Carl Rossi is joining us. Huh?
What's that?
The Christmas show.
When's that?
22nd of December.
Oh, right. I thought you said 23rd.
No, it's the 22nd, man.
Oh, right. So after the 21st?
Yeah. 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 Kenny's joining us, and other guests. There'll be 9 guests on that show that night.
Awesome.
So it'll be a good laugh. It's going to be all about whatever. Doesn't matter what it's about. It's all about anything and everything. Football, Christmas, cooking, roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts, general chat, basically.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
Fun show. Just a fun show. I don't know what time. What time would you want to do it, man? What time? What time? Evening?
I don't know. What day is it?
It's Friday.
What date?
I just told you, 22nd. Jesus.
Well, I don't know, mate. It's your stream, so about 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's cool. Do that.
Yeah,
do that.
Good for you.
Might have Gracie May coming on off camera, and
Mama Flossie.
Mama Flossie's going to be on, obviously.
Oh, Rossi.
Carl and Kenny's fully joining us. And it might be a sort of jump on, jump off type situation, whatever people want to do. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just going to be a general chit
like
chat.
An orgy, jump in, jump off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of them things. Yeah. I haven't done one of them since I was in my 20s. No, I'm joking. But yeah, that's going to be just a general chit chat. And
get early doors on as well.
Early doors. If you want to jump in, mate, on that one, come and join us.
Hot Fuzz, Wolfie,
Hot Fuzz. It's just going to be one of them general shows,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That should be absolutely awesome, man. And cheers for being on this one as well. Appreciate it massively. I was going to sort it out where I had loads of people on afterwards, but it's gone nearly 1 hour and a half now, so I'm not going to not do that now. But I'll do like probably after the Forest game tomorrow. I'll probably do a random after that. So I'll bring you on that, Jez, and I might bring on DJ Crane as well, and just basically, get as many of us as I can. I think I can have 10 people on this because I bought it now. I've actually bought Restream, so I think I can have 10 people on it. I can't find where it bloody says, but yeah, I think there's 10 people or something. So I'll probably sort of do that.
Have you binned off StreamYard?
Well, I've actually bought this. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it's only £15 a month. It's not as extensive as what I thought, so I can make up loads of things. The thing that I wanted, to be honest, I mean, I could all of a sudden get StreamYard again because it's what all you lot use all the time. So, it's better off having that. And I might just do that because I got this so that I could stream to Twitch as well. But when you're on Twitch and you get the affiliate rating, there's actually something in the terms where you can't stream on both platforms.
Okay.
So, which I've been doing for a while now, but I don't know, and that could break the contract. So I don't really know much about that. So if I can't do that, then there's no point me having Restream even, because that's the only reason I got it really. With a Yeti leg to chew. Yeah. Your friendly neighborhood Yeti. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hope everyone's doing good in the chat. Cheers, everybody, for coming in as well. Big time. And one more thing, Jez. And well, here we go again. Absolutely. Jez is writing down his shopping list for Christmas, I think. After the 21st classic, yay.
Oh, the other thing is on the Christmas show,
Yeah.
you got to wear something Christmas.
Okay. I'll wear a piece of tinsel on my bollocks.
Oh, lovely. Thanks for that. I was just writing down the names. I'm gonna Yeti, Carl, Mama, Early Doors, Wolfang, Wolfie, Wolfie, and
Fuzz,
Hot Fuzz.
yeah, Early Doors. You got Early Doors on there.
Oh, I've got to have and I've got to have Warren on. Warren.
Oh yeah, Warren. Yeah.
Warren. Yeah, Warren. Got to have Warren on. So I've got Yeti, Carl, Mama, Early Doors, Wolfie, Hot Fuzz, Warren. So far.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Sounds good.
Who?
Sounds good.
Well,
Sounds good.
Yeah, I have. Kenny. I've got Kenny. Forgot Kenny. Kenny.
Yeti placing his bollocks on the table live on air.
I mean,
they'd miss the table, mate, to be honest.
Be like what?
I was sat right next to it.
Be like looking at a couple of Brussels sprouts, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah, pretty much, yeah, pretty much. I mean, what's the point in that? Well, hopefully there isn't a point. Otherwise, it means I got excited about doing it.
Oh,
but,
Yeti next week. I'm doing a show with Kenny and Uncle Rod's.
Yeah.
So I'll send when we do it. I don't know what day it's going to be, man, but I'll send you the link. Jump on and join you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. 100%, mate. Like I say, I got the watch along to do tomorrow. I haven't got any other plans for anything else. So I mean, if anybody wants to do anything, or just random streams or whatever, or just decide to go live or anything, or private streams for that matter. I mean, that's probably what I'll do tomorrow as the random. I'll probably do a private stream because Tony's not actually been live before, and he might have his tallywhacker out when I go live, so we can't be having that. But so do a private stream, because I think private streams are good for people that haven't really done this before. I think that's a good way of actually getting yourself, because I think the whole key to it is just not to realise you're even on cam, and you just sat there chatting to each other.
The thing is, as you know yourself, once you've done it once, twice, it becomes very easy.
Does.
I know how it is. Well, we both do, and a lot of people in the chat who've got streams themselves, early doors, and all that. The first couple of times are they are, nerve wracking. Is that the right term? But after that, it's just like easy peasy.
It is.
A lot of it, I think, is if you've got something to talk about, and if you've got guests coming on and chatting, then it works really well. And
and you just want people who want to have a laugh and a bit of banter and and all that sort of stuff. You don't want people who you're going to be fighting with all the time. Yes, it looks great when you get like Yeti against so and so or Jez against so and so, but it's just not. There's no point in it. Not interested in any of that. I can handle it. I can do it easily, but it's just I'm not interested. I'm not here to beat people down. It's not the bloody UFC. It's not it's not boxing or anything like that. It's just basically football talk with people that to understand football, not just football talk, really. I mean, on the private streams and the random streams, we talk about all sorts of stuff. Anything comes up, doesn't it, at the end of the day, and we just have a good laugh between us, get to know each other a bit better. Private streams are brilliant for that as well, getting to know people a bit better and just getting yourself comfortable with actually being on camera. Because like Jez says, after a bit, you don't even realise you're on camera. You know what I mean?
You don't. It just flows, and you suddenly think like, oh, wow, been talking for like, well, we've done it. You and I have done it. We've been like chatting for like 2 hours or so.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You don't realise you're doing it. And the thing is, it's all, I think there's too many people nowadays that they do it for reactions.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, I've done reaction streams when I've had a rant to talk about. And I've got the arse about football in general, Arsenal, obviously.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I sort of gone away from that a little bit. I'd rather actually have people on that I can converse with and have a debate with.
Yeah.
And I think that's more fun. Because I know why people do the reaction stuff, because they want the views, they want the likes, and I get that. I understand. That's great. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like opposite to OnlyFans, isn't it? On YouTube, they do it for reactions. On OnlyFans, they do it for erections. You know what I mean? So it's like the opposite thing, and you can sort of do it and be controversial or whatever. I mean, me personally, I'm just myself. I'm like this all the time. People that watch this,
a lot of people do it. Your reaction, angriness, is because they know that's how they'll get more likes, and build their channel, and that's fine.
Runners, mate.
I get it. I get that. But I think doing that too much becomes a little bit boring.
Yeah, of course it does.
Because after a while, you're going to say, "Oh yeah, so and so's going live now, whatever," and it gets a bit. How can I put it? A bit samey.
Yeah.
Whereas I think sometimes it's not like I like doing my history stuff. Arsenal, yeah. The shows don't get great views. They don't, and I know that because people aren't really interested. But I like doing it. because
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it.
Mm.
Now I know that they get probably, I don't know, 600 views. They're not going to get 6,000 views, but I enjoy it
Yeah.
because nobody else
That's
does
the
it.
main thing. If you don't enjoy it, there's no point doing it, is there?
Yeah, but nobody else does it, so I do it,
Mm.
and so I'll continue to
Big
do
up
it.
Stephanie.
So, you know, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, say, I mean, if you're in a stream with people and it gets nasty, then that's fair enough.
Mm.
You know, then you go there and you end them. But if it's like you know, if you're actually setting up for it to be that kind of stream, that's the ones I don't like, because then I'm already like wound up before I go on there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I'm not interested in it for that. I could do myself a lot of damage for that. You know what I mean, with my breathing and everything like that. I mean, I've decided that, you know, I'm going to not drink on the head and smoking on the head. So, you know, I don't want to be sort of getting aggroed and stuff like that. Like I say, if it happens, it happens, and I'll deal with it in that respect. But I don't want to set up I don't want to set up channels and stuff like that, or me against Jez, or you know what I mean. I'm just not
mm,
there. Let somebody else do that. I mean, to be honest, I don't find it very creative. I'll be honest, to be fair. Don't find it very creative at all. I think it's very easy. We've been even from like Neanderthal, we've been beating each other up and all that kind of stuff, and trying to beat each other. So I don't find it very creative at all. But I mean, I'm not saying they're going to bring any dinosaurs into the chat, but you know, you never know, do you? I don't suppose. But yeah, so like I say, big up your channel. Say your channel, I mean.
yeah. Arsenal history more. Basically, it's Arsenal chat, but I also like getting other people on. Yeti, early doors, basically general football chat.
Yeah,
I enjoy having other football commentators on. It's just I enjoy watching football of most teams. So it's just a general football chat channel, but I like doing my history stuff about the
yeah.
Arsenal. It's important to me. I think it should be put out there more.
Should
Um,
be. Yeah.
but yeah, it's all good fun. I like to have a chilled out sort of chat. You know, I
Mm,
like to have a debate. Yes, sometimes I do get the yes, because that's the way I am. But
yeah.
most of the time, it's just a general chit chat about football in general, and I like to have different people on, and that's me, man. Thank you. Thanks for
Oh,
having me
I
on.
mean, like you say, I mean that's what you want to do, isn't it? And as for the history, I mean, you know, when I mean, obviously, I wasn't there for the European Cup wins and stuff like that. I mean, I was 6 years old when we won the first one, and I was 7 years old when we won the second one. And you know, I had good parents, so they didn't let me go to Germany when I was 7. Now you probably would get that, but you know, I mean, but what I did do is I started to get older books, you know, like all the history that you're telling.
Mm.
I started to get older books and I read through it, and I fell in love with Forest. That was what made me fall in love with Forest. Not the European Cups. The main reason I was a Forest fan, to be honest, was because all my family are Notts County. And as everybody knows right now, I'm a rebellious fucker at the end of the day. So that was what switched me to Forest, and I always loved the crest as well. And then basically, I started to read these books and the history and everything of the European Cups, and you know, and everything that we did, and
Keep
Brian Clough
mentioning
and
it, don't
all
you?
that lot. But
You keep mentioning the European
no,
Cup.
no, mate, no. When did I mention it? I never said Europe. I ain't said European Cup all this stream, have I? Have I said European Cup? How many times? European Cup?
You just said that 4 times in less than 30
Oh,
seconds.
European Cup. Have
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
I think I might be losing the European. I mean, the plot, because I don't hear myself saying it. I
Mm.
think you might be a bit obsessed with the fact that we've got European Cups and you haven't. I think that's what might be the issue here. Do you think you might need to see a doctor or something?
I think I might need therapy. The fact that you keep mentioning.
Doctor, yeah, what seems to be the problem, Jez? This guy keeps mentioning European Cups. He's making me ill. Oh, great show. Yeah, and as always, a pleasure to hear Jez with you. You're doing good, mate. Yeah, absolutely. And I will have you guys on at some point. Big up to all the cave dwellers. I love that. Cave dwellers. Absolute quality. Absolute quality. A lot of people don't know their club history. Very important. It is. It's massively important to know your club history and everything you've won. I mean, in your case, you're a Spurs fan, so there's not really a lot to read. It's about one. I think it's like a book that's about that big, isn't it? Just the Spurs history book.
God's sake. Honestly. Oh, I'm never going to get away from this, am I?
Oh, no, mate. No.
And just
no.
another thing that is going to haunt me. Do you know, I won't lie. This is quite funny, actually. My one of my daughters, she watched these shows occasionally, and she said to me the other day, she said, "Dad, that show you did with the Yeti man," because my grandson's James is now massive into football, and he wanted to subscribe to my channel. I said, "No, I'm not going to let you do that because unfortunately sometimes there's bad language, and you know I don't want you to do that." So
who uses bad language?
Well, I do sometimes.
You ban them.
Well, I'll ban myself.
Ban yourself.
Yeah. And she said to me, anyway, she said to me, I watched one of your shows you did about a month or something away. And that guy, Mr. Yeti, she said, what was that about when he kept saying, "Oh, and another thing"? And I said, basically, I always try and keep my shows to an hour max. And it went on for 2 hours 15 minutes or something like that. And she was like, "He's a proper wind up, isn't he?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "He kept talking about the European Cups." And I went, "Yeah, he always does. He always does."
Oh.
And she went, "Why?" I said, "Well, because Arsenal have never won a European Cup." So I then had to explain what is a European Cup. Now, this is a case in point. Right? Last Christmas, right? She decided to buy me something to do with football, right?
Right.
And she actually, you won't. This is true.
Was it a European Cup?
Oh God. She actually went to her mum, right? And she said, Does Dad support Arsenal or is it Chelsea?"
Oh.
And my wife said, "What? He supports Arsenal?" "Oh, I wasn't sure whether he supported Arsenal or Chelsea." And she went, "What do you mean?" "Well, Arsenal don't win anything, do they?" I was like,
"Oh my days! Oh man! I mean, not wrong, really."
She's married to a bloody Chelsea fan. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, not wrong though, is she? Really, to be honest, but you know. Well, mind you, I mean, at least you've won the Premier League. I mean, that's what you need to sort of start throwing at me because we've never won it.
Chelsea have won European Cups as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, like Wolf said yesterday, there's European elite, and then there's Arsenal and Spurs.
Man, you are relentless.
Hello, mate. Cheers for that. Was that a compliment? Because I appreciated that a lot. But yeah, I mean, mate, you got something coming at some point. You know, there's definitely something coming at some point. I mean, it could be a wooden spoon, but I mean, I'll tell you what do you think about the Champions League? Do you think you've got any chance of winning it?
No.
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 And when do you find out who you get in the next round? Is it Monday?
I think is it? Yeah, Monday, isn't it? The draw Monday. Monday.
Got any ideas who you want?
I want Copenhagen.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably be a good idea. To be honest, I mean, who's the ones you fear?
Sorry.
Who's the ones you fear?
Oh Christ! Real Madrid. Bayern Munich, but we all know what happens against Arsenal, Bayern Munich. We know that. Barcelona, PSG, Lazio,
City.
Yeah, sorry,
City.
Oh, well, we can't draw City next round, can we?
Can you not?
No, it's next. It's after that.
All right. So I mean, it could be the next game, and you could be out.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's get. I'm a realist, Yeti. We're not going to win the European Cup, man. We ain't got the depth of the squad.
No, I don't think you are this time. But I mean, the one good thing is you've got the January window in the middle of it. So I mean, you could actually strengthen. But I mean, you'd have to sort of strengthen. Really, you'd have to get some major players in, though, wouldn't you?
Well, no, we're not
challenged for that.
I think we, for Arsenal to spend, we've got to sell. That means Ramsdale will go. So if Ramsdale goes, we've got to get another keeper.
Yeah.
Right? Because the only other keeper we've got is Hine. So yeah, he's off. He's gone.
He's off.
So
I'll check the European Cup swimmer.
So yeah, we know it's going to happen, man, because there's going to be a couple of players that are going to go, I believe, in my perspective. And will we replace them? Well, to replace them, we've got to sell.
Take care, Mama Flossie.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think in order for you to actually, I think, I mean, how many do you think you're going to sign in January? I think about 2, if that. Because you try and do things cheaper. Mind you, I say cheaper. I mean, spend 65 million on adverts, but you try and sort of do things on a. Well, I mean, it's not really a budget because you spent 165 mil, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got to offload to buy, and that's the interesting problem.
Yeah,
is we need a proper striker. Will we be serious and get Tony? I don't know. Will we go for Oshman? I don't know. But we haven't got a great bench as it is, so
no.
I think it's going to be a very interesting January window. Personally, I think if we're going to take it serious, Yeti, then we got to invest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. You've got to have players on the bench that, like we said about the Aston Villa game, you've got to have players on the bench where you can go, you know what, we'll just lob it up to him and he'll win the ball and all that kind of stuff and hold the ball up and bring everybody else into play. You ain't got none of that. So I think that's what you need. You need players on the bench that you can actually bring into those type of games and change it all up. But then again, does Arteta ever change it all up? Not really.
No, not at all. And that's the problem. That is going to be the problem. We don't have the depth of quality. I mean, I'm sorry.
Always.
Reece Nelson the other night, no, not levels. Nketiah, I think he's proved his time is done.
Yeah,
nice goal, but no.
Yeah.
He's not going to get you 25 goals a
Too
game.
few and far between, though, aren't there? These goals, these nice goals. It's like one. It's like a bus. You know what I mean? No, actually, it's not like a bus. That's a completely different analogy. Because that's where you're waiting for 1 and 9 come along at the same time. That ain't get you. That
No, I
definitely
mean,
ain't get you.
I think the thing is, what I see happening is we're going to get proved and caught out in the next part of the Champions League.
Mm,
And I think the problem is if we get through the next round, depending who we draw,
yeah.
it will be the last 16 is going to be the crucial one. And that's where we'll capitulate. And we've also got to compete in the Premier League. And that, with our depth of squad, we won't get in 3 or 4 players in January.
No, I can't see it.
That's going to cost us, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, do you think by the end of the season, do you think you'll be challenging for the title? I mean, it's hard to say when you don't know what you're going to do in January, to be honest. But
I think we'll be challenging, but I don't think we'll get it over the line again because I just don't think we've got the depth. And I honestly think we'll be second, third, third, maybe. I think Liverpool, Man City.
Third failure, though, isn't it?
Sorry?
Third failure. Because he got second last season.
Well, yeah, but what it shows is if we don't get it over the line this time, then I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Then Arteta's had his time. He's done his duty. Piss off. Edu goes with him. We know Vinay's leaving anyway. He's already stated that. And it's time for a clear out. Fact.
Well, I mean, Vinay leaving, that's going to leave a massive hole in it.
Not really.
Exactly. That was sarcasm. I mean, what the hell? I mean, basically, you just need to find someone else who can make bloody coffee. That's Vinay replaced.
Well, the thing is, mate, what does he actually do?
Well, as far as I can see on that documentary, he just every time you see him, he just walks up to Edo and goes, "Well, coffee." That's all you see him do.
He's a sofa salesman.
Yeah, definitely.
He came from
early doors, man. Big up to you.
He came from selling bloody sofas, man.
Mm.
As AFC always has just put in bring in Mr. Arsenal, Dave O'Leary.
Yeah.
He knows the club better than anyone. Bring him in. He knows the direction.
100%. 100%.
And those are the sort of players, ex-players, that should be in the club.
Yeah.
They're so disrespected.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day. We'll leave that one for another day.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, you've shouted your stuff out and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I would ask is Arteta gone at the end of the season. Are we saying it now?
If he doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League, he's got to go. He's had his time. Move on.
Yeah.
Get somebody else in. You cannot just keep giving this guy hundreds of millions of pounds and buy dross. And I'm not saying he is the one that does it. I'm sure that Edu's got an influence in there. But if it doesn't work out this time round, then I'm sorry, Edu, Arteta, you've got to go. Your time's done. You've had your chance. Piss off.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree with you. And as for Cooper, like I say, nobody's bigger than the club. If we get absolutely walloped tomorrow, then I don't really see any out for you. Me personally, on a personal level, I would just stick with him. And if we went down, we'd come up with an actual team, and then we try and take on the Premier League because we'd have experience of the Premier League. But that's not the way football works. And the fact of the matter is, you want to stay in the big time because you lose so much money if you drop. you know, all the sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, if we get smashed, which I can't see us getting smashed. I don't think we've been smashed at the City Ground for a long time. So I think if we do get a bit of an hammering from Spurs, then I think he's got to go. If we manage a 1-0, then he's got a new lease of life.
Yeah, fact.
You know, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, all these amazing people in this crowd, man. Crowd. I keep calling it a fucking crowd. All these amazing people in this chat, man. Big love to every single one of you, man. Cheers for actually coming in and watching me and the legend Jez. Arsenal History and more. Make sure you follow Arsenal History and more. Early Doors TV, TJ Warren, Wolfang Division, Op Fuzz. We're all on YouTube everywhere. We do random streams and things like that. But big up to every single one of you. Rossi, Drew Gunners, Kudos, Mama Flossie, everyone that's been here. Stephanie has been in here as well. AFC always has been in here. Sai, always a real one. Yeah. And I love the lot of you. But you know what? Just one more thing, guys.